BBC News, I'm John Shea. President Biden has said support for Ukraine from the US and allies will not waver. Speaking in Poland in the run-up to the first anniversary of Russia's invasion, he said President Putin's aims would fail. Earlier, in an anti-Western speech to parliamentarians, Mr. Putin asserted that the West had plotted to attack Russia. President Zelensky has dismissed criticism from the veteran Italian politician Silvio Berlusconi during a visit to Kiev by the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Mr. Berlusconi earlier suggested Ukraine was to blame for the war. A New York court has found Mexico's former security chief guilty of taking bribes to allow safe passage for drugs. Genaro Garcia Luna took millions of dollars from the Sinaloa drug cartel, the country's biggest crime group. The US Supreme Court is hearing a case that could weaken the legal shield, protecting social media giants from being targets of lawsuits. It centres on a dispute involving YouTube and the family of an American student who was shot dead in 2015 by Islamist militants in Paris. Iran has imposed sanctions on 36 EU and British individuals and organisations, accusing them of supporting terrorism and interfering in its domestic affairs. The EU imposed similar measures on Tehran a day earlier. In the United States, the Biden administration has issued draft proposals making it harder for migrants to claim asylum once COVID-related border controls are lifted in May. Similar plans by the former President Donald Trump were ruled unconstitutional. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has denounced a UN call to pause his administration's judicial reform plans. The UN Human Rights Chief, Volker Turk, said they would weaken protections for minorities. And Simone Seguin, one of France's last surviving female Second World War resistance fighters, has died aged 97. BBC News.